how to wrap the joong using the funnel method. I like using this instead of trying to hold the joong in your hand. They make it with a traditional 4 or 5 point, but I don't do it that way. It's just too hard to hold the joong leaves in one hand, add all the ingredients, and trying to wrap it all with the string with one hand. It's just too hard, so I find using the funnel and a mug works the best for me. So let me get started and I'll show you how it's done. So I usually start with one leaf, starting from either the front or back. In your case, I'll do it on the back. So I'm adding the leaves equal, distance extending above, pretty equal. You know, don't have it like that. You know, make it pretty much equal on both sides, like that, and push the leaf all the way down to the bottom. Don't have it like that. Can you see? Don't have it like that. Push it all the way down, because it's gonna seal up the top. If there's a hole, the rice would fall out. So again, the leaf is pushed all the way down. The water, wet leaf, and the funnel, the leaf will stick to the funnel, it won't move. It's pretty secure. Let me add leaf number 2. Here's leaf number 2. If you find that you have any leaves with a split that runs the length, or it's just split anywhere, don't use it, because it'll end up splitting more. All your ingredients are going to fall out. So here's leaf number 2. I'm going to put it on the other side. First one on, and from your perspective, it's on the front. I'll do this one on the back. Same thing. Push this one all the way down to the bottom, like that. Equal stuff coming off on the top. Okay, I'm going to add the third leaf. Third leaf, I don't need to go all the way down to the bottom. I basically just want to cover the blue part of the funnel that you see, like that. So I'll put that. Again, the wetness, the wet leaf helps it stick. Leaf number 4, same thing, about halfway up the funnel. So you can see, the leaves are well above the top of the funnel. It makes it easier to fold, and everything will be covered. Okay. So once again, my hands are free. It's nice and easy. You're gonna get a nice shape to this thing. So first thing you do is add a little bit of rice to the bottom. That kind of keeps it together. Push it down, kind of compact it. Then add the rest of your ingredients. If you're going to add some of the other stuff like salted duck egg, Chinese sausage, shrimp, mushrooms, that sort of thing, put them in now. Then what you do is, once all that's there, fill the rest of it with the rest of the rice. Obviously for demonstration purposes, I'm just using plain rice, just so you can see how it's put together and how to fold it. So I kind of compact it down as much as you can. Make them as big as you want, as small as you want. I find that I like the big joongs, so I usually put about half a cup, 3/4 of a cup of rice in here, but you can make them as much as you want. See how everything is nice, stays together. This thing with the funnel, it drains all the water, all the extra water. If you were doing this out of the funnel, trying to hold it, you'll be dripping water all over your kitchen. So I like to do this outside, or at least with a mug, so you can capture all the water. Okay, so I add a little bit more rice, pretending I had this thing full. Compact it as best as you can, make it really firm. Push it down, make sure it's as firm as you can. Now you're ready to wrap it. So what I do is, before I wrap it, in what I did earlier, sometimes you can do it now, is now that your hands are free, you can cut the stems, the hard stems, off the 4 leaves, just so it's easier to wrap. You don't get that big stem on the end, so I cut those off. Now we're ready to wrap it. So fold the sides down. It doesn't matter if you can do the sides, the top, but you're basically going to fold it now. So I fold the leaves down and also press. You still want to compress and try to have the rice adhere to the form of the funnel as best as you can. It'll just look a lot better. It'll stay together that much better. So everything is pressed in here. Now it's just a matter of just turning it over, holding your hand. When you pull it out, there's a shape. Then I just wrap it with string. Again, if I was inside, I'd be dripping water all over the table. Oops, there goes my string. So you just wrap it. Move that out of the way. See all the extra water? That would be in your kitchen on the floor. So just cut off the string. Tie it together. We're basically done. This is a shape that I come up with. It's a not traditional 4 or 5 point. I call it a 1 point, but it does the job. So you'll have to cook this for probably an hour, hour and a half in boiling water. If you're not ready to cook it right away, put it back in a pot of water to keep the rice moist. And after you cook it, if you are going to freeze it, you know, freeze it in a plastic bag or in a vacuum sealed bag. Do not just put the joong in the freezer thinking that the leaves will protect the rice inside. It will not. You'll get freezer burn and the rice will dry out. So be sure to prepare the joong, you know, some plastic so you can freeze it and thaw it out later on if you want to eat it further down. Okay, here it is. Hope you follow this method. It's a lot easier than trying to hold it in your hand.